Hi, in this video we're going to look at a phase diagram, and a phase diagram tells you the different phases and the temperature slash atmospheres that you'll need to get to that phase in a substance. Now let's draw the phase diagram. We have one point over here and one point over here. Okay, so this is pressure over here and this is temperature in degrees Celsius. And then this point is 0.5 atmospheres, and this point is 1 atmosphere. Over here, this is at 45 degrees Celsius. This is at 60 degrees Celsius. This is at 100 degrees Celsius. And this is at 110 degrees Celsius. Alright, so this is how it looks like. Over here we have A, which is solid state. Over here we have C, which is liquid state. And over here we have B, which is gas state. Now S is all of this, G is all of this, and L is all of this. Now this point, we call this the triple point, where all three phases exist in equilibrium. And this point we call the critical point, where phase change cannot occur regardless of temperature or pressure. That is because when a substance is hot enough, it will not change its phase anymore, regardless of the atmosphere, regardless of the pressure you're using. And when the pressure gets high enough, regardless of the temperature, it will still be in that state. Now let's label this, right? When you turn from a solid to a gas, we call that sublimation. So this line is sublimation. When we go from solid to liquid, this is melting. So this line is melting. When we go from liquid to gas, this line is boiling. Well, this line is more like melting and freezing. And this line is more like boiling and condensing. And this line, if you go this way, solid to gas, that's sublimation. But if you go the other way around, we call that deposition. So if you go from a gas to solid, this is also deposition. Okay, now let's analyze this chart a little bit more. Normal means 1 atmosphere pressure. From this chart, we can see that the normal melting point for this substance is 60 degrees Celsius. And the normal boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. After it reaches 110 degrees, it will be gas regardless of the pressure. And then another thing that you need to know is that in order to melt or vaporize something, in order to go from a solid state to gas or liquid, you need to lower pressure or increase temperature. So let's say you have a solid here. Now if you lower the pressure, that means it can expand more and you're not pressing it as hard. Now if you increase the temperature, that increases the kinetic energy, which makes the atoms move faster, which is why they melt. So if you want to melt or vaporize something, you need to lower the pressure or increase the temperature. Now in order to freeze / condense, you need to increase pressure or decrease temperature. Increasing the pressure will leave it less room to move around and expand, which well, as you know, the difference between liquid state and gas state is that the gas molecules are free to move more. And if you decrease the temperature, that decreases the kinetic energy, which basically does the same thing as increasing the pressure.